What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Break Zone. I hope you guys enjoyed the first round of our Opus 5 season, event number 1. It was between Thomas Nguyen and Philip Marciano. Very, very good match. Both players played very well, piloted the decks very well. We just see the power of Wall coming out, just like we saw with the Boston Cup. Wall is just a very, very strong card, and we're expecting to see a lot of it more as we progress through the day. Once again, thank you for joining us at the Break Zone. My name is JT. If you guys like what we do, please hit subscribe. Huge shout out to Ultra Pro for definitely giving us some support here on our prize pack. It's very, very cool. If you guys haven't seen what we have here for our players, this is the Ultra Pro Dragonhide Opus box. This thing needs a charger. It changes colors. It's awesome. It looks amazing. And take a look at this. It's got all the space you need for everything that you need to play. On top of that, it just looks very, very cool. So huge shout out to Ultra Pro for supporting us here at the Break Zone. And our lucky player, first place, is going to take this bad boy home. If you guys get a chance to, definitely check it out. It's a very, very cool box. It's awesome. It glows. It changes colors. I mean, it's just sweet all around. Again, a huge shout out to Kellen here at Galaxy Games for always supporting us here at the Break Zone and giving us everything we need to go ahead and run all of our events. Thank you for joining us here as we give you live coverage of the Opus 5 season event number 1. We're about to move on to round 2 between two very strong players here. Nia Tran, I'm sure you guys seen, if you guys are watching our streams, you've probably seen him play a lot of different style decks, so it's always a pleasure to see what he brings to the table. He's never the type of person who's actually going to play into the meta. And then we have Jeff Lazzarini, who's another strong player here in Northern California, who just started playing here at the Break Zone circuit just last season, and as he moves towards gaining more experience and hopefully making a huge impact in this event and the events moving forward. Once again, my name is JT. Thank you guys for joining us. It's always a pleasure to commentate these live competitive matches for you guys. And once again, if you guys like what we do, please hit subscribe. We will be covering, the Break Zone will be covering all of the Square Enix Crystal Cups. So if you want to be notified, hit subscribe, hit the little bell button so you know when we start our live streams. And as always, we have a lot of content flowing out, deck techs and a whole bunch of different types of deck breakdowns just for you guys to take a look at, and so you guys can help build your game and see what you guys take into your meta. So we're about to start into round 2. So we'll go again. We'll be right back in just a second. So we'll see you guys in a bit. All right, everybody, welcome back. And welcome back to our Swiss round 2 between Nia, who's playing what seems to be a very, very colorful deck. I'm sure everyone's going to get a chance to take a look at it. And then we have Jeff Lazzarini piloting Mono Earth here. Once again, thank you guys for joining us here at the Break Zone. My name is JT. We're super happy to bring you guys live coverage of our Opus 5 season event number 1 here in Swiss round 2. And we're just about to start. Looks like Nia's going to go ahead and start first here. All right, he's going to go ahead and pitch an arc into a monk here. And off to Jeff Lazzarini. All right, let's see what he's going to do here. All right, let's see. Both of these players are well acquainted with each other. Looks like Jeff here is not playing Mono Earth. He is playing Earth Wind. He's going to go pitch a Cactar into a backup here. And he's going to go ahead and pass his turn. Let's go take a look at that backup that Jeff just played. All right, and he's going to go ahead and play into a Maria, pitching a Ritz. And another card here, and leaving his Monk open so as to try to be as efficient as possible. All right, looks like Jeff's going to pitch his Leia and play into an Archer. Both players. Oh, he's going to pitch a Miner and a Minfield. It's going to go ahead and grab a Miner. It's going to go ahead and grab that thing right back. just a little bit of fast play there, just letting everyone know what Miner does. I'll go ahead and bring that up for everyone to take a look at. It's a very, very strong card. When he enters the field, you can choose a backup in your backup zone and add it to your hand. So that's what he does, and he's going to go ahead and pitch that Minfilia after Nia plays into his Monk here. And looks like he's going to play into what looks to be a... he's searching for something here. He's going to go and search for a Chaos. Again, we see the Camelot coming in here. Definitely helping out. Jeff only runs one of those. Again, we see him just like what Thomas did in the round before. He's going to go and pull that Cam right into a Chaos, and he's going to pitch his Leyak and play into a Chaos, and just like that, Jeff has 4 backups here, and it's only been 3 rounds, and he's got a Cam out. That's a 5-drop. So it's going to be really hard for Nia here to deal with that. Very interesting first round to play here. Let's take a look at that Cam again for a lot of our viewers who aren't used to this card. And it's a little bit hard to see due to the glare here, but it's a very strong card, and when it comes in, it's going to go ahead and let you search for a dark card. And the best target, I believe, is going to be a Chaos. So it looks like Nia is going to go ahead and play into that Opus 5 Arc here. It's going to have to deal with that 9K. It's going to be a very, very tough forward to deal with. Here, that 9K is going to come in there. It's going to do some. Damage. He's going to go ahead and choose Earth for his main phase 1. So Cam cannot be chosen by summons or abilities that are of Earth element. It's going to be kind of hard because he doesn't quite know that Nia is playing into a bit of a rainbow deck here. But Nia looks like he's going to go ahead and take that first point of damage. He's going to get a flip an EX burst off here. And he's going to go ahead and grab a push off of that. And let's see if Jeff is going to continue what he's going to do in main phase 2. Very interesting match. Both players are playing a little bit slower, with Jeff coming out, edging out on top. I really like his board right now with four backups there. He's got a lot of options. He's going to go and play into Urianger and going to grab that Leyak. Let's go ahead and take a look at that card. A lot of people are seeing this card, and they're not quite sure what and how it's worked and plays, and we're going to get a first-hand look to see how Jeff is going to go ahead and play this card here. Nia's looking at a bit of a tough board right now, so he's going to go play into that Prish. And let's see if he makes another play here. So, when Urianger enters the field, you can choose a monster in your break zone. In this case, Jeff already pitched his Leyak to be able to choose that. So, if its cost is equal or less than the number of drops of Scions you have, you may play it onto the field. He also counts as a Scion, so it's just a lot of quick tempo plays here. All right, looks like Nia's going to go ahead and pass his turn here. Thanks again for joining us here at the Break Zone, where we give you live coverage of our Opus 5 season event number 1 here, as we take you into Swiss round 2 between Jeff Lazzarini piloting an Earth and Wind deck, and against Nia, who is piloting what seems to be a rainbow deck, but he's only currently playing Earth and Wind himself. So. All right, let's see what Jeff is going to do here. Both players are thinking about the lines of play, talk to us if you guys are watching or viewing. What kind of plays are you seeing? Who do you think is going to come out on top? How do you like the board state? And what do you guys think of what the players are playing right now? Is it kind of matching with what you're seeing in your meta? Is it? Are you seeing any surprises? Currently, seeing a lot of cam being played here. Both rounds are ready. So that's something that I wasn't expecting. It's a good card, but there are a lot of good dark light cards. So it's interesting to see that players are choosing Cam instead. Looks like Jeff is going to go play into a Star Sybil, which is another very strong card here. He's going to go ahead and grab that Shantoto. Is that Shantoto really going to be helpful to him right now? I think he actually has the board state that he wants, though it's always good to have that extra bit of insurance. Alright, it's going to go ahead and pass. And let's see what Nia does here. Alright, Nia's got a handful of cards here.
Yes, I'm very happy with this decision in my life.
Once again, thank you for joining us here at the break zone. Sorry for that. We had to fix up the UI a little bit, and as we watched the match continue, we just saw Nia Tran go ahead and do a Shantoto right into a cam with the Star Sybil, and we're seeing Jeff pull another cam out to get into a Zodiark. He's going to go ahead and Hecaton Kier because his guy is a little bit higher due to the Maria he lives, and now we see Nia. Looks like he's going to go ahead and deal with that cam with a Cactuar. That's right. Cactuar into the Orlando. It's going to do a lot of damage here, 10,000 to be exact. Just enough to break the cam, and now, just like that, Nia's going right back and looking at more board control. Both players are going back and forth. That's a really good match to watch, guys. Thank you for joining us here at the Break Zone. My name is JT. As we bring you live coverage of the Opus 5 season of the Break Zone circuit here. We're here in Swiss Round 2. Nia Tran versus Jeff Lazzarini. Nia on the left, Jeff on the right. Both players going back and forth. Not a lot of damage on the board, but both players have wiped the board a fair amount of times. So it's looked like Nia is going to go ahead and play into that Riku, hopefully. And he's going to play into the Uriandra again. Looks like he might grab the Layak. Since it's a one drop, he's going to go and be able to play that. He's going to swing with the Orlando. That takes Jeff to another point of damage here. And passes his turn. Jeff is not in a bad situation, but he's going to have to start dealing with this because the board state is getting a little bit out of hand right now for him. He's looking at two forwards here and two monsters with Nia Tran already sitting at 5 backups. The Shantoto has been played, so he doesn't have to worry about that. He can play with impunity here, but he does need to start getting cards out. Looks like Star Sybil looks like he's going to go ahead and grab his own Shantoto, I think, to go ahead and clear the board here. But we know, oh no, he's going to go ahead and grab that Prish. Doesn't look like he's going to grab a Shantoto here. Looking at Jeff's deck, it doesn't look like he runs any Shantotos. He's just going to Star Sybil for Prishes. Is he going to be able to stonewall Nia Tran? Oh, it looks like he's going to go ahead and pass an open field here. And Nia, we already know Nia's got that Kefka in his hand. He can make those monsters a little bit stronger into forwards here. So he's going to go and swing with that Orlando. Another point of damage here. No help on the EX burst. And another point of damage. It looks like it's at 4 points right now. 0 to 4. Nia's going to go ahead and go to his main phase 2. Is he going to continue the pressure here? He's going to go ahead and play right into a Calbrena. Let's take a look at that card. That card is really... And he's going to go ahead and start his mill. Alright, looks like he's going to go and get the Hecaton Care off the top here. And off over to Jeff's turn. Alright, Jeff is looking at a pretty rough board right now. He's going to have to deal with 3 forwards. 2 forwards and a monster forward. That monster forward is really quite a beast to deal with. Really sticky. Let's go ahead and bring it up so people can take a look at it. Alright, looks like Jeff is going to go and bring in his Prish here. Nia wants to take a look and see what type of Prish it is. There's a lot of different Prishes out. I believe there are 3. And Nia's going to go ahead and take a look at it. We see the Calbrena out until the end of turn. Calbrena becomes a 4 or 7k. The power that when it's put into the field from the break zone, you can return Calbrena to your hand. Very sticky. So it looks like Jeff is able to deal with that Orlando here. Is that going to be enough? He's already at 4 points of damage. It doesn't take a lot to make Calbrena into a forward here. But that Prish, it's pretty tricky. It's actually really tricky to get through with that Prish. So it can get into another Prish, and you don't really want Jeff to get into the Opus 1 Prish. Gonna go in and use a special on the Riku to build 2 more cards off of Jeff's deck. Looks like this is going to be a bit of a plan here for Nia. He's going to stonewall and then get really into milling Jeff here, attacking his deck.
Response, I dole it down. Dole it. No, I dole it. I dole it. It just can't. Yes, I can. I just started moving up. It doesn't happen.
Interesting match here, guys. Talk to if you guys are watching. Thank you for joining us here on the Break Zone as we give you live coverage of Opus 5 season event number 1 here. We're in Swiss round 2. Very, very, very interesting match here. Looks like Nia's going to go ahead and continue the pressure. He's going to go ahead and grab that Kefka. Does he have anything to search for? It looks like he's going to grab that Layak here. Is he going to continue the attack here? No, it looks like he's going to pass his turn. That Prish is really going to stonewall him for a little bit. Let's see what Jeff does here. He has an opportunity here to try to stabilize the board. Both players, I think, I personally like how Nia's board is looking. Looks like he's going to go ahead and rub on. He's going to crack that Kefka. Looks like he's going to go ahead and pass his turn here. All right, wow, he's going to go ahead and play that Diablos right onto that Prish. That's going to break that Prish. Let's take a look at that new Diablos. It's a very cool card. Nope, it doesn't look like that's not going to work. And he's going to go ahead and crack it again. Let's see. He's going to try to break that Prish here. Oh, nope, looks like it's still sticking around here. He's going to go ahead and ping it. The Prish turns into a Super Prish, which is the Opus 1 Prish, which really didn't want to happen here. Now that Prish is going to stonewall you. Is Nia going to be able... Oh, no, looks like because she's not defending, he's going to be able to break that Prish with the Orlando and the Cactuar. Wow, Nia coming in here with a different way of getting rid of it. And he continues his pressure here. Swinging with 2 more, putting Jeff here at 6 points of damage. Wow, it's a strong play here on Nia's end. Really liking that play here, even after the newer Prish came in. Cracking for the older Prish, which is really, really tough to deal with. But Nia is showing how wind and lightning can do a lot of direct damage here, utilizing both Cactuar and Orlando. Jeff is now looking at Fatal on the board. He's got to do something. Does he have enough? He's looking at 3 possible forwards here. He's going to pitch his Enacro. He's going to play into the Super Prish again. Hopefully the Stonewall on the blocks. He may be able to take a couple of them out. Looks like he's going to go ahead and dole that one instead. He's going to go and pass his turn. Nia still has to get past that Prish. Is there a way for him to do that? Oh, it looks like Nia's got a lot of cards in his hands. I believe he has a Phoenix in his hand. He can go ahead and drop everything, play the Phoenix. He's going to take a look at his break zone to see if there's anything that's going to be able to do that. If he goes ahead and deals damage with Cactuar and then grab the Phoenix, he should be able to break. Prish here by just taking a point of damage. In fact, he could probably take that point of damage now and just completely take Prish out of the game. He's going to take that point of damage, flipping over a Star Sybil. Oh, looks like that's... He's going to see what's going to happen, and Jeff is going to respond by cracking his Monk, making his Prish a little bit larger. Here, he's going to go and pitch and play into the Barbaricia, was going to drop her back down, replacing her up and cracking it. I believe that looks like it's going to be game. And there we go. Just like that, Nia's going to go ahead and take that match down. Very, very interesting match here, guys. Very strong play here on both players. Talk about the different uses. It looks like Nia's playing every which color, and looks like to be working for him. I really, really enjoyed the call with the star symbol into the Shatoto. I felt like that was a very strong play on his end here, and you know, it's interesting to see a lot of these new Opus 5 cards, especially cards like Star Sybil, and just seeing them come into play, you know, and it looks like Nia's playing like all different types of elements, and he's able to use the Diablos, the Cactuar. He's kind of just slinging with everything at his disposal right now, and it's working for him. He was able to use Cactuar effectively with Orlandeau. He was able to use Cactuar effectively with Barbarita. He was able to use Barbarita and Orlandeau's. He was able to use a whole slew of cards to kind of negate what Jeff was trying to do to set up his board. And if you're playing into a Mono Earth Prish deck, you know that that Prish is going to come around, and it's always going to be there. And you know, if you can just deal with just one Prish, you know, and deal with the newer, older Opus 1 Prish, then you know you're gonna have an open board to attack into. You know, because a lot of the Prish players, they tend to depend on Prish being a lot stronger, using Aurora uppercuts and whatnot to really just stonewall everybody. But it looks like Nia was able to get around the fact that in order for Prish to activate, she has to block. And so he was able to do direct damage and really just force Jeff into a tough spot while forwarding his board state too. So very strong match, guys. Very cool to see both players going at it. Always great to see these players go at it, and it's always a treat to see what Nia brings to the field. So once again, my name is JT, and welcome to the Break Zone. Thank you for joining us here today. If you like what we're doing, go ahead and subscribe. Once again, the Break Zone, we are the official streamers and commenters for Square Enix's Crystal Cup. So if you want to know, if you want to see our live coverage of all of the regionals as players make their way to the roads to nationals, definitely hit subscribe, hit the little bell, see what we have, check out all our other content to get you guys all ready, get everybody ready for nationals, which is, you know, what's on everyone's mind, which is the end goal. Everyone's trying to get there, trying to earn a bid to Worlds. So once again, thank you for joining us here. My name is JT. This is the Break Zone. We'll be right back with Swiss round number 3, so stay tuned.